Considering the subject matter that I'll be discussing in this video, I thought it might be a good idea to express my personal opinion when it comes to delays and being late in general. Personally, I'm a stickler for being on time. I'm one of those crazy people that will show up 30 minutes early for a movie, so I don't need to ask people if they would kindly move over to make room. But also because the idea of sitting directly in front of a 45 to 60 foot movie screen isn't that appealing to me. I show up for work early, and I never promise someone that I can meet a deadline if I'm not super comfortable that I can do so. I say all this to say, personally, I despise the fact that the gaming industry, with few exceptions, is an industry where delivering games late has become so commonplace. Now, all that said, let's get right into the video. On Wednesday, the 25th of January, Microsoft held its Developer Direct presentation where they showed a number of new games such as RedFall, Minecraft Legends, Forza Motorsport, ESO, and the surprise title, Hi-Fi Rush, which they shadow dropped immediately after the show. Everything else that was announced will hit Xbox, PC, and Game Pass in the first half of this year, though Forza Motorsport was the only game out of all of the heavy hitters that did not have a release date. This was probably Microsoft's best showing in recent years, but for this video I'd like to focus mainly on two games, RedFall and Starfield. We know RedFall will release on May 2nd, 2023, so a May release date for Starfield is pretty much out of the question. If Starfield is going to release in the first half of this year, calendar-wise, April or June are really the only two possibilities. But then we run into a possible cannibalization issue where the release of Starfield could pull players away from RedFall. Or if it's released 1 month before, it could decrease interest in RedFall on its release day. Though Microsoft cannibalized Forza by launching Halo soon afterwards, I don't think this method of releasing games is something that Microsoft wants to make a habit of. Forza is a game that many are still playing, but there's no doubt that Halo pulled casual racing fans away once Halo was released. The number of players for Forza certainly took a dip. Like Starfield, Redfall appears to be a game that Microsoft wants gamers to play for years due to its looter shooter characteristics. A few weeks ago, popular YouTuber Colt Eastwood publicly implied that Starfield would release in September, and as a result, he received tons of pushback from the gaming community, especially fans of Bethesda games. The thing to consider is, Colt Eastwood received that information from Chaz Gordon, who is considered a respected gaming industry insider. Also, it's worth mentioning that Colt Eastwood also knows a few people over at Xbox. Though not certain, it's beginning to look like Colt may have been right. As just stated, Colt does know and have connections at Microsoft, so the September date is unlikely to be a date that he just made up. It's more than likely that after hearing this from Jez, he contacted some of his connections at Microsoft to verify the information and was told pretty much the same thing. But if true, it may not necessarily be a development issue alone that will cause the game to be delayed. Because of all of the COVID delays, Microsoft might be in a situation where releasing games uncomfortably close to each other may be unavoidable. If there is a delay and this is the reason, we'll probably never know because I'm sure Microsoft would never say this publicly. They more than likely will say the game needs more work to achieve the desired quality for a game that has so much on the line, or something similar to that. Rumors are spreading that Microsoft wants Starfield to replace Halo as their new flagship game, but please take that with a gigantic grain of salt. But whatever the reason, Microsoft won't be able to dodge the army of fans who will be more than ready to vent their anger and disappointment, especially if the rumor regarding Forza Motorsport also being delayed until the end of the year also turns out to be true. If there is a delay and the goal is truly to achieve a more high quality game, I for one will have no problem with that, because if I must pick my poison, I'll take a delayed game over a poorly developed game any day. Unfortunately for Microsoft, I think gamers who would agree with me on that subject are the exception and not the rule. Let me know what your opinion is on all of this, but remember, this is all just rumors now, and Starfield is still scheduled to launch in the first half of the year 2023. But hey guys, until next time, stay safe.